Hi, it's Vicky here for Limor Weber Designs. Today I'll be making a mixed media tag, so I have this wooden tag on my craft mat and I'm looking for a patterned paper. Now I'll be using this patterned paper which is by Prima, and I am going to take advantage of the pattern at the background. So a quick and easy way to make a tag is to use a pattern paper that you really love and stick it on your tag. Today's tag combine wood, paper, resin, metal, vellum, and although I'm not using many mixed media techniques, you'll see that the end result is really striking. After you have decided on the pattern paper that you want for the background, just stick it down with some gel medium, and you don't really have to use a wood veneer tag. This would work on a paper tag as well. Now I have this resin frame which comes from a package by Prima. I am using some gel medium at the back and I'm going to stick a little scrap paper so I have a background for my frame. Now as you can see, I have used this fine tip applicator which is actually contains just gel medium by Faber-Castell. This dragonfly stamp is by Indigo Blue and I am going to stamp it on some thick vellum using my watermark ink pad. And then I'm going to apply some silver embossing powder. The pattern paper that I've used for my tag background actually has printed dragonflies, so I thought that this would be very appropriate and it would match my pattern paper. Now you can do exactly the same. For example, if you use for the tag background a pattern paper that has flowers, it would be a great idea to stamp a flower as your focal point. From this dragonfly I will be using only the wings. Now I am going to put that aside and I'll bring the pattern paper again. So I am going to be using the same pattern paper and I will cut out the dragonflies and the butterfly. You can do exactly the same thing with any pattern paper that you are using, especially if you have duplicates of this pattern paper. So if you are using a flower, for example, you can cut out yet another flower which is exactly the same, and you can stick it on top to add some dimension. You'll see exactly what I mean in a bit. I am using my scissors to cut out the vellum wings and I will be cutting out all those tiny little dragonflies as well as the tiny butterfly. And this is another stamp by Indigo Blue which is designed by Limor Weber. It's one of my favorites and I think it adds so much texture on any mixed media project. I used my watermark ink and now I'm using my embossing powder. This is Bonjour Butter and it's from the Tresic collection by Lindy's Stamp Gang. I love how the color of this embossing powder perfectly matches the color of the dragonflies on the pattern paper and at the same time really defines the edge. So now I am adding some gel medium and I am going to stick the butterfly wings on this silver key. I am going to put that aside to dry and I'll be adding some dots of gel medium only at the center of the dragonflies and the butterfly, and now I can stick the cutouts on top. All my cutouts are folded at the center and I'm only pressing at the center. This will ensure that these cutouts are going to add some dimension on the final project. And now it's time to stick the rest of the elements on my tag. So here is my frame. I stick everything down with my gel medium and now I'm going to make sure that I add enough gel medium there so I can stick down the key. Although it's quite heavy, the gel medium will hold it nice and tight there. And I also have this metal plate that says Bliss, as well as this metal keyhole. My mixed media tag is almost finished, and as you can see, it's three-dimensional and it was super easy to do. Now let's do some finishing touches. I am adding some gesso here and there on the metal parts just to tone them down a bit, and finally I am going to add some splashes of gesso here and there. And since the tag is such a small project, I don't want to have any huge splashes, and that is why I am going to add all the splashes by using this fine tip brush. I am thinning my gesso with water, and I'll keep adding splashes until I am happy with the outcome. All the supplies that I'm using today are listed and linked just below the video on my YouTube channel, as well as on my blog and on Limor Weber Designs blog. And that was the project for today. I hope you had fun and got inspired. And if you did, don't forget to leave me a comment as well as give me thumbs up on my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching.